just gives them a chance to join from online. I think. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Yeah. Right. Swapsies. There we go. 1, 2, 3. Good evening, friends. Good evening and welcome to Littleport Christian Spiritualists this fine, joyfully chilly Thursday evening. It's a pleasure to welcome you all here tonight, and we, of course, will send our healing thoughts to all those that are rather poorly, actually. There's quite a few that will need some healing tonight. We do send our thoughts out to you, my lovelies. We know you will be watching, although I think it's just an excuse to stay at home and watch EastEnders. You know, it could be a bit of both. But I will be checking up on the two that I haven't heard from, make sure they're all right. But thank you all for coming out this wonderful evening. It is a pleasure to welcome you all here. Good to see some new faces, some familiar faces, and one old face. Sorry, I couldn't help it. But of course, to Littleport at least, we do have, it's like New Faces 1986 all over again, only it's 2024. Please welcome, serving us for the first time tonight, the wonderful Sarah Andrews. Now, I know Barry's going to be quite annoyed with me, but we've just been talking about our mutual love of philosophy. Sorry, mate. Double bubble tonight, love. But of course, tonight we are here to unite the two worlds, to bring a connection between us and the world of spirit, to prove that life is eternal, but most importantly of all, to have fun connecting together. Churches, groups, and centres are about the community. So there is, of course, tea, coffee, and biscuits afterwards. There's a raffle, and you're all welcome to stay and chat for as long as you like, because I don't have to be home till midnight because I've got the tag removed. But there you go, another story for another day. But please, let's begin by joining together and opening this evening in prayer. As we say, Great Spirit, divine, universal source of all creation, we thank you. We thank you for the opportunity to come together as friends, to unite under a banner of love and hope and friendship, to witness your proof and your truth, that life is indeed eternal. As we place this service in your care and keeping, Great Spirit, we ask that the veil be lifted and that our loved ones draw close, and that everything will be done and done well in love, in truth, and in light. Amen. Well, friends, notices, because unusually we haven't got very many. Because we had the drumming circle on Sunday, which was wonderful, and we all had cake because of Eunice's birthday. We have had the monthly workshop this week, so there's one really important message to share, and that is that on the 23rd of November, between 12 and 4, she's looking surprised, I've got it all right, we have our open day, where there will be free samples of all various different aspects of this way of life, from healing to drumming to crystals to messages to you knows what. All will be available here in this hall between 12 and 4 to help interact with the community, to bring people who might not have ever seen it before, but also so you can bring your friends along and have a good day out. So that is, of course, as I said, on the 23rd of November between 12 and 4 in this very hall. And I'm going to stop giving dates out now because it means I'll be showing off and I'll trip up and say something wrong. But that is one to look out for. So if you'd like to share some leaflets, there are some diddy ones on the table over with Linda if you'd like to grab one and put it up wherever you like. And so there we are. That is pretty much the notices. And of course, now is Barry's favourite time where I go off on a rant. No, I'm not. I'm kidding. It's not a rant this week. It's where we talk about the philosophy of spirit. And I know that Sarah is going to share some of her thoughts as well. So I will keep it short. There you go. There you go. I did apologise in advance. It's not my fault you weren't listening, love. Oh, we're back on fine form now. One of the things that I wanted to talk about tonight has been completely blown out of the window by spirit because, of course, philosophy truly is that connection with spirit, the connection with the divine. Last week I spoke of how when I get grumpy and get on my high horse, it never connects with the reading. And that's because I'm speaking from me, not speaking from spirit. And we all do it. We all have these moments where life gets in the way and we feel like we just need to scream and shout and let it all out. And I feel like there's a song coming on there, so excuse me, I will not sing. But we all need to get it off our chest sometimes. But it's how we do it and where we do it that matters. Because the messages of spirit are about bringing people together to unite in warmth and friendship and compassion. But it's so much more than that. One of the things that I've been thinking a lot about this week is light versus dark. And the thing about that, I am reminded, is that we always see that it's some kind of battle going on with equal forces fighting against each other. My friends, what I've learned from Spirit is that that is not true. Darkness is absence. Light has substance, is presence. And so darkness can never prevail because the light always shines and fills. I'm reminded of a little story that I was told when I was in infant school. So if I get the names and places wrong, apologies, it's been a while. But there's the story of a great king who was wanting to train his 3 sons to be his replacement. And he each gave them a bag of coin and said, go and buy something with this coin and fill my castle with whatever it is that you get. So the first one went and he got down by the stables and thought, I'm going to pocket all this money. I'm going to take some hay out of the stables. And he went in and he was spreading it all over. And of course he ran out and it didn't fill the whole castle. And when his father looked down, he says, well, you've only covered the floor, you plonker. You haven't filled the whole castle. The next one got a little bit further down the road and saw a young lady selling flowers by the side of the road. And he said, I'll have everything you've got. And he went and he put flowers in each room. But of course, he ran out of flowers again. He said, what were you trying to do? He says, I was trying to fill the castle with the sweet smell and perfume of the flowers. But I ran out of money and didn't get enough flowers. Now, the third son was a bit crafty. And he went all the way into the town. And he went into B&M and bought 2 value boxes of candles. And he went into the castle. And he lit 1 candle in each room. Had a few spare. And he filled the castle with light. And the moral of that story is that it's easier to empty darkness by filling it with light. That is the message of Spirit. Eternal life, connection to each other, friendship, love, companionship, not just with ourselves and each other, but with the animal kingdom, with nature. We are always able to push the darkness out. And so on nights like this, when the nights are drawing in and it seems like the darkness is getting heavy, remember that no matter how far away we get from the sun, no matter how much we tip on the axis, light still comes back. Light always wins. Because light is substance. Darkness is absence. And there is no competition. Light wins every time. Because the minute you say hello and make someone smile, the minute you tell a joke and make someone laugh, the minute you give someone a hug or a shoulder to cry on, you're lighting your candle. So let that flame burn and bring joy and light to the world, because then there will never be any absence to scare us. So God bless you all, and thank you for listening. Quick rinse. And so now is the time in our evening where we find out if I was indeed speaking for myself or speaking on behalf of Spirit, because we do the test rather than having the reading first, we have it afterwards. So we'll now ask Eunice to give us our reading and see what synchronicities the world of Spirit are giving us tonight. Eunice, everyone!
I'll try. I'm losing my voice, so I'll do the best I can.
You.
Whilst I sit down and relax, my mind, it wanders free and high to the strangest places, some would say, right up into the sky. A rainbow there in front of me, many colours to astound. One wonders why the colours show their brightness all around. As I see it, all lit up, the red, it speaks of love. It also speaks of danger, but then I see a dove. The green, it speaks of envy, but think and you will see. It's also nature's colours, just like the faithful tree. Orange, well, we eat them. The sun, it shines so bright. Warm is truly felt from this. It also gives us light. The spectrum is for all of us. The colours mean so much. It's something there for all to see, although we cannot touch. Not all in life is simple. Just open up your mind. Look for that there rainbow. Who knows what you might find?
Lovely. Well, I think as rainbows are made out of splitting white light into its constituent parts, I'll have that. Lovely. Thank you, Eunice. Wonderful. Well, friends, now is the time in our evening where we send out our healing thoughts to all those who are sick and suffering and in need of comfort. But we go one step further than that, because that's why we have the chairs so far apart. If you would like to receive hands-on healing or close proximity healing, then please be ready to raise your hand. Anyone in the room who wishes to provide healing is welcome to do so also. But to talk you through the mechanics, to talk you through the process, our healing leader, Tony, will give us all that information. So over to you, Tony.
Thank you. Traditionally, I have to read from the book. So when you're there and you want to give out your healing thoughts, the following people please can do with it. Mandy, Chris, Yvonne, Sylvia, Kathy, David, Merag and her mum. I beg your pardon, Myreg. These Welsh people from Beck Row, that's the problem. Jenny's cat that's getting better. Alan, Amanda, Roger and Rusty. Now, the simple way things work is if you would like to receive some healing, raise a hand. Well, that's good. If you're prepared to give some healing, one of you can go. Looks like it'll be me then. That's even better. Jolly good. Just a few words before we commence. Oh, that's okay. Well done, thank you. At this point, I ask Great Spirit to send their healing power down through our healers to the recipients. And at the same time, Great Spirit, please send your protection not only to our healers, but also to the recipients for anything that they might encounter that they don't really want. So healers, you've got a couple of minutes starting from now. Thank you, healers. If you can just bring yourselves back. And thank you, recipients, for asking. It is the most important question of the night.
Wonderful. And thank you to everyone for sending out your healing thoughts. In a moment, I'm going to hand over the rest of this, and I'm been proved to be a liar in 5 minutes earlier than I said it would be, but hey, it gives you more time. In a moment, I'm going to hand over the rest of this evening to the lovely Sarah Andrews. Should she come to you, please answer in a clear voice, yes, no, don't know. And remember that should we need to evacuate the building, our exits are here, here, and through here. If the curtains start twitching and the chairs start sliding, that's next week because it's Halloween. They haven't got the fishing wire, so you can follow me. I'll be the first one out the door. But most importantly, have a wonderful, uplifting evening and say a big Littleport welcome to our newest friend and our medium tonight, Sarah Andrews.
Thank you. Wow, thank you so much. it's beautiful here. I have to say the energy is so lovely. I was sitting there while all the healing energy was, I just felt like I was in a shower of love. It was gorgeous. I was driving here tonight. This is the first time I've really been this way before. I come from Bury St Edmunds, and what struck me the most was the sky. I thought I had big skies where I was, but the skies here they're just wondrous, aren't they? I mean, it took my breath away. And I loved your poem, actually, and talking of colours, because colours have been coming to me today too. I went for a walk today. I'm lucky enough to live in the countryside, and I was just struck by the colours of autumn at the moment. We've been blessed with some beautiful skies, sunrises, sunsets, and things like that. But the colours of the trees and the hedgerow, and it's just like a canopy, like a masterpiece, isn't it? It is just stunning how nature's abundance of wonder and beauty is just outside my door. That's such a blessing. And I was walking today, because I walk most days, and I had this moment, almost like taking me back to childhood, that one of those moments when you feel the awe of like when you were a child. I was walking under trees and the leaves just started swirling down. And these leaves of all colours just gracefully gliding and dancing their way down to the ground. And it was just such a beautiful sight to behold. Kind of took my breath away, and I stood there like a child, just like, whoa, and I really embraced that moment. I even twirled around because they were everywhere. And it just made me think about how easy it is for trees to let go of the old, to release what they no longer need. As I was walking along, and it really struck me, the grace they have in letting go of what no longer serves them, and being ready for the new. And I was contemplating this and thinking, because I've done a lot of self-work myself over the last couple of years, as I've been developing and growing. And a lot of that is about raising things from the past to deal with, to understand, and to let go. But how do we let them go completely? We are very good, aren't we, at pushing things in and hiding them, putting them in boxes. And, it's fine. And you can go years with it, without it bothering you. But I can guarantee you at some point, if you haven't dealt with it, it will raise its head and remind you of that feeling, emotion at some point. So it is about learning to be a tree in a way, about learning how to release completely. And I was contemplating this in my mind, and what came to me, because when you're walking in nature, I think you are probably the most connected. You are so kind of unblocked. Your mind automatically goes to that space of connection, like a switch. You're there. It's where you find the answers. Yeah? It's where you find the answers to problems in your life. It's the answers, I believe, are given. So it's like, so I was walking along, contemplating, and 3 things came to me: acceptance, compassion, and forgiveness. And that just sort of popped into my mind. And acceptance, it's all about accepting who you are right now. Because actually, when we look back in the past to those mistakes that we made, and all those things that sometimes raise their heads, whether it be people, places, situations, whatever, we we are not the same person as we were back then. Completely different. I know I'm not the same person as I was 10 years, 20 years, 30 years ago. I am a completely different person. Everything that I've gone through in my life has transformed me in some way. We are all on a journey of learning and growing. So to accept who you are right now is an important thing. And, we're not supposed to be perfect. In fact, I don't, that we wouldn't learn anything if you were perfect. Your soul wouldn't grow if you came with perfection. Spirit like to remind me that we're perfectly imperfect because there's so much. We're supposed to be here to learn. We're supposed to be here to grow. And compassion. It's compassion for yourself and for others. That love. Give it to yourself. That self-worth, that self-care. Believing that you are worth more than what others have prescribed to you, what others have placed upon you. And forgiveness. It's all about forgiveness, isn't it? To forgive. When you forgive, you actually create a space for the new. You let go, you forgive, you create that space for the new. And in a world of ever-growing chaos and fear around us, we need more love, compassion, and forgiveness. We need to be able to stand in love, lead by the heart, allow those ripples to wash across the earth, because, it desperately needs it. And it's interesting, this lovely lady I was talking to before said something that I've been thinking about all day, which is the synchronicity of spirit. I really feel like we were meant to meet tonight. But, we are all miracles. We are all stardust and love. That's what came to me today. And, we are all able to release and let go. So just be like a tree. Learn to be like a tree. We learn so much from nature. Get outside and learn those lessons. Learn how to grow just like nature does. So thank you. It wasn't too long, was it?
Your family now.
Oh, sorry about that. Well, go to a good place, I hope. So I'm clairsentient mostly. So I sense spirit's energy. I sense their personality, their character, kind of the essence of who they are, because they still are, just in a different way. And they show me pictures in my mind's eye, so I see things and then I sense what they're trying to tell me. And also claircognient as well, so they place thought into my mind. So it's not like it's not hearing their voices. They just pop words and phrases, sometimes songs, I'm warning you, and sentences, things like that into my mind that just kind of pops in my mind. I don't get names very often, but I tend to get relationships, and I do move around a lot, so I apologise. That's why I'm wearing these boots, to ground me, because I really feel the energy, so I kind of dance with it a little bit, so just warning you. I do go direct, so I will, that's how I work, and let's just see where. And if I come to you, smile. Have an open mind. Yeah, look at me in the look. You get that? Because you're really important for this connection to work. Yeah, because spirit come to. We need that full circle to make it work. So let's see. I need to come to you, I think, first. Hello. Yeah, you're such a kind man. There's a real kindness I'm feeling that spirit are bringing forward around you. A real sensitivity too, I feel, yeah. When I was talking about compassion, your compassion, that's what they're telling me. So, I've got tingles. So I know that you sense spirit, yeah, and I know that you get those tingles and those signs that they're around. In fact, I feel like they're telling me that you're actually a very spiritual person. Yeah, you have, you sense. Do you see spirit? Yeah, okay. I think you might even hear them too. Yeah. So I've got a lovely lady stepping forward for you first, and she's coming in with a lot of emotion. I feel really emotional. You've been emotional lately, yeah? And so she's coming forward with a big hug. I know this is Mum in spirit stepping forward. Yeah. And, oh, you're a chip off the old block. But she's lovely, absolutely lovely energy. I feel like she'd have done anything for anybody. Okay, so is there someone that was like a mother to you then? Let me describe her a little bit more. So I feel like she was, she has a sense of humour. So I know that she would have been someone who'd have liked to play a prank or two. Do you know who it is then? Oh, okay, okay. Bless. That's why she's coming through. Sorry, okay. I tended to get relationships right, but not the first one, obviously. Let me describe her a little bit more, what she's coming through. So I know that she left far too early and quite suddenly, I feel. Yeah, I feel like she left us in complete shock and awe and despair. Yeah, and actually when she went, she's saying she didn't even have time to say goodbye. Bless her. She had plans as well. She's telling me she had plans. It's almost like she had a diary full that she was supposed to. Do you get that? I know that she's coming through with a lot of love and gratitude for you. You changed her life, I feel. You get that? You helped her see differently in life. You, as Nick said, you brought the light to her darkness, yeah, to the darkness that was around her. Yeah, and she feels so too. And she has so much gratitude to you for that. So I know that you sense her. Okay, and she's really emotional because I feel like when she comes close, you feel emotional. Do you get that? It's because she's emotional too. So like you have that love connection. Oh, I'm getting shivers. You have that love connection. Yeah, okay, so she's working with you too. But I feel like there's a strong sense of her trying to lift you at the moment. I feel like she's been telling you this as well. She keeps saying, I've been telling you to pick yourself up, because at the moment, I know the darker nights you're not looking forward to. She's bringing it, or even if it was not you, it was her. She's bringing this sense of like she didn't like the dark nights. The sunshine was important to her, and she's feeling like you are starting to, as the year, sort of the cycle of the year goes. It's almost like your emotions, it's going darker as well. I know you're not looking forward to Christmas as well, that's what she's saying. But this lady loved Christmas. That's what she's telling me. Yeah, absolutely. I feel like I'm hearing church bells for some reason. I don't know. It's almost like she celebrated it. You get that? There's this sense of her being making preparations quite a long time in advance. You know, like the lists and the yeah. I know. I know there's a lot of people around her, around you, around the situation, you know, her leaving, that are still really struggling. There's a sense of, do you have a daughter? No, okay. Is there a child? Does she have one? Okay. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. So do you know if it was a daughter? Okay. She's talking about. She's talking about. have you been doing some legal stuff lately? Okay, because have you been making a will or thinking about changing it or? Oh, okay, because she's making me feel like okay, and she's talking about how so I know that there's things around the house that need to be done as well. She's bringing in this sense of like, I like this lady. I think liked a list because she's almost like listing things that need to be, that needs to be done. But there's not the motivation or the inspiration or that enthusiasm. Yeah. And she's really encouraging you to, there's some things that can wait, she's saying, but there's some, I don't know if you've got, she's bringing in like leaky taps and stuff like that. Do you get what I mean? It's almost like things that you would normally have fixed quite quickly. Yeah, and she's saying actually it's almost like you've let things slip a little bit, but she knows that you've just have lost that zest for life a little bit. Do you get that? And and this lady would have had a sense of, I think she would have pulled your leg and like, do you get that? There's a sense of humour with her, or she would have said it in a nice and funny way to get you to do something. Do you get? So she's like trying to bring that joy to you. I know she works with you, but I also know that you have other guides that work with you. So I know that you do you sit in circle? Yeah. So I know that you are developing as a medium, yeah. What they're saying is you trust what comes to you, because there's questioning, yeah. It's almost like you double question yourself when something, yeah. So they're saying trust, because actually what you're getting is spot on, yeah. And if we do get it wrong, it's not their fault, it's ours. It's the interpretation of it, isn't it? But that's okay. We just go back in and figure it out. Yeah. So it is about a relaxing with that as well. So I feel like there's anxiety, sometimes you get a little bit nervous about it, a little bit anxious about it, yeah? And so they're saying just relax and breathe. It's all about the breath, that breath, especially when you're meditating and you're sitting in the power, it's all about that breath. That's that flow of connection. So I feel like you hold your breath at times. Yeah? So making me hold mine. So it's like really flow with it and get that rhythm going with spirit. There's also animals in spirit around you too. So yeah, I know that animals are important to you. So there's a cat, there's a dog, there's lots, there's lots of animals up there. But have you got an animal now? Have you got a dog? Okay, so you've got a cat, have you? All right, okay. Have you been thinking about getting a pet? Yeah, okay, so it's almost like she's bringing you a dog, because this would get you outside, it would get you walking, it would get you into that space like I was talking about, which is, I recommend more people, if you are developing, get outside in nature, sit under a tree, really connect. Yeah, do you? So really connect with nature. Yeah, and it's almost like and for company too. It's almost like companionship and company, and to keep your feet warm on the bed as well. It's like she's showing me the dog sleeping on the bed. All right, okay. So she's kind of saying, that to do that. But yeah, it's interesting what I was talking about releasing. You've got a lot to let go. And when we lose someone with such a love connection, it's difficult, isn't it? It is really difficult. Sometimes I lost a partner about 3-4 years ago, and that catapulted me forward in my spiritual growth. Yeah, absolutely. That's absolutely. So in some ways, it's almost like they are magnifying you from the other side. They are your biggest cheerleader. They are, they just want the best for you. And and if you believe certain things, we have contracts when we come here. So it's almost like what she's saying is like, this is your time. This is what you're supposed to be doing. To step forward now into this, so you can start spreading that light. So you can start spreading that. You a healer as well? Yeah, healing. And so she's really saying, I'm still here. I'm just working from the other side. Yeah. And I'm here, you know that. But you are just going to you just have to believe in yourself. You could just got to drop those worries and step into trust. But she's shown me this ladder of enlightenment and growth. You get philosophy too, I feel. Yes. Yeah. So start writing that down. Sorry. Yeah. Start writing that down. Do you write it? Okay. Start. There's more to come. Yeah, absolutely more to come. Yeah. So, so take her love. You're welcome. She's such a lovely lady. Yeah. She's bought you a spanner for some reason. As a parting gift. And and just there's feathers as well. She's bringing you feathers. So I don't know what that means, but just take it. You're welcome. We'll drink. Right. Let's see, where's it going? You're like, I need to come to you. That's okay. You sure? You can say no if you want to. Yeah? Don't be scared. So I know there's a lovely man stepping forward for you in spirit. So, you have a partner in spirit? Yeah, so I feel like this is a love connection here. I feel emotion with this as well. So I don't feel like this is too long ago. There's almost a feeling of like, it's still quite raw. You get that? Oh. And again, I feel this man went quite suddenly and without, without that chance to say goodbye, without the chance to put things right with some people too, because I feel like there's some things that he would like to put right with some people. Does that make sense? And I know again, there's a sense of absolute devastation. It's almost, I feel like you drop to your knees. It's like this knock the wind out of you, yeah? I know he was your rock, yeah? But you were his too, yeah? You were his voice of reason. That's what he just said in my mind. This man could be a bit hot-headed at times, like quick. Do you get that? Yeah. And you were someone who could calm and ease him and give him that reasoning that helped him, and he's so grateful for that, because I feel like you kept him out of trouble a little bit at times. Do you get that? There's possibly, as when he was younger or something, but there's a sense of him being quick to, when you act without thinking sometimes, yeah, and you helped him to have that reasoning, yeah. He is very emotional. There is a lot of emotion there, but because I know that you've recently it's almost like, have you recently put either photos together or something together with him? Yeah. Okay. So he's very aware of that, and I know that there's been some discussion of a memorial or something, or it's almost like there's a special place. I'm trying to figure out what he's showing me. Is there a special? Does he have a? I don't feel like he's buried. Is he buried? No, because I don't feel like he's buried. But I feel like there's a special place that possibly there that you go and remember him. There is. Okay. So he's with you when you're there. I hope you realise that. I know this man would have liked the outside. He would have liked his. He loved the big skies, yeah. And I feel like there's times when he would have laid down and looked at the clouds and the stars as well. He's showing me he loved the stars, didn't he? He was quite. He was quite into that. I feel like the astrology, astronomy, and so I feel like. Again, there's that feel that saying again, stardust. He's now, he's now part of everything. He's now part of all that wonder. Do you have a locket? A cross. It's making me feel there's someone with a locket around you. Oh, you have got a, oh no, not from him, but has it got something important in it? Does it have something in it? Okay. For some reason that just popped into my mind, the locket with the picture. So it's a picture of your mum. Okay, so I feel like mum's stepping forward. That's probably why. So mum's stepping forward now for you. I feel like mum made good age actually. Yeah, I feel like she was. She's coming through quite slowly. So I feel like she was a little bit slow on her feet towards the end. There's a sense of her. Ah, okay. And I know that she. I know that. I know that she's saying, because she's clear of all that now. Do you get that? She has no confusion at all. I know that she's thankful to you because actually you went. She's kind of saying you went above and beyond really in helping and caring for her towards the end. And I feel it was daily kind of being with her and checking up on her, and there's even a sense of you staying there with her, and you get that. Yeah, there's a real kind of, when I was talking about, it wasn't just duty, it was love, that compassion that you felt. And I know that you slowly lost her. This is what she's saying. That even at, towards the end, I feel like there's this sense of, although it was physically your mum, she wasn't there anyway. But for you to still, it's almost like she's so grateful for everything that you did for her. She's saying that you again have found it really difficult to pick yourself up. There's a sense of the days being so long. Yeah, the hours going so slow, make me go slowly, being so slow, and the time just tick, tick, tick. In fact, I feel you have a clock that ticks. It's almost like that she's making that tick sound in my mind, but it's almost like you're finding it hard to find the joy in the day. You get that? And I know that even the nights are long too, because she's saying that you're not sleeping well either. I know there's disturbed sleep, or you stay up late, or something like that. So it's like, do you get what I mean? It's like, and then when you do sleep, she's saying you get quite vivid dreams as well. She's saying, Mum's visited you in your dreams. I hope. So that's yeah. She's saying that she's come to see you in your dreams, and I know that you have sensed spirit around you. I know you've sensed your partner, but I feel like you've sensed your mum as well. Yeah. And I know that there's little things around the house that happen too, that you've been thinking, that's a bit odd, that's a bit odd. Yeah. They want you to know it's them. Yeah, they're there. I know that you still have a lot of your partner's clothes and things like that he showed, yeah, and there's still things hanging up, or there's still things, but there's, yeah, it's almost like he's bringing my attention to this kind of not knowing what to do with it, or even having that emotional capability to deal with it yet. He's kind of saying this, and it's almost like there's certain things that still smell like him, where you hold. Do you get that? That he's making me like grab that and hold it. But he's saying, you know, it's totally up to you. There is no rules with how to deal with grief. You know, you can when the time is right, you'll know what to do with it. It's almost like, don't be pressured into feeling like you have to clear it out or do anything like that. It's like, just take your time with grief. Take your time with finding yourself. But know that he's I feel like he touches your cheeks. So I don't know if you feel that kind of spider webby feeling. Yeah, you have. Because he's really saying he's stroking your cheeks and wiping the tears. Yeah, he's really coming very close to you. So he's saying, I'm here. You know, I am here. Oh dear. So he's just bringing in some really, really bright sunshine for you, because you again are someone that you need the sunshine, don't you? And at the moment, even though the sun is shining, the sun isn't shining on the inside for you. So he's bringing this beautiful ray of sunshine for you, and he just wants you to know that he's trying to uplift you. There's a certain song you keep hearing too. Let me see if I can get it. He liked music, didn't he? Did he like music? Yeah. It's like he's. It's like there's a favourite song of his or something like that. Do you get that? And that you've heard it since he's passed, haven't you? Yeah. Because he's saying it's almost like it almost pops out to you. You could be in a shop and you're hearing it, or suddenly it comes on. Do you get that? It's almost like this song just keeps popping out of it, and he wants you to know he's kind of drawing your attention to it to make sure that you still know that he's there, and he's still, because I think he would have enjoyed a sing along too. There's this sense of him being a character, you know. He'd quite like to karaoke even, I think, or something like that. But almost like a good sing along. He would have sung with the music, and really, I feel like he'd have got really into it. He would have liked live music too, wouldn't he? Like, yeah, gigs and things like that, and he would have been bouncing, I reckon. And he's still bouncing, yeah, in a different way. He's still really with you, enjoying. It's almost like he's saying, "Play the music." It's almost like he wants to hear it. That kind of feeling. Yeah, he's a really lovely man, and he's there. So take his love. Yeah, you're welcome. I'm so thirsty. Right, I'll come over here somewhere. Can I come to you, please? Hello. So you are another very spiritual lady too. The room is full of really spiritual people tonight, obviously. But I mean, with a sense of connection as well, haven't you? You are working with your guides as well, I feel, and I feel like you know them well, yeah, and they know you well too. And I feel like they've done a lot of work with you, self-work over the years too, which is not easy, is it? No, and I know there's been a lot for you to release in the past, but from the past. I know that what they're telling me is that actually it's almost unbelievable that you found your way to the light. because there was so much darkness around you in the beginning. And I feel like childhood was quite rough for you. That there's a sense of not really knowing yourself. You get that? The confidence and fitting in, that kind of thing. You know when you're a sensitive person, it's probably a lot of us, when we have that connection, we find it difficult to fit in, don't we? And so I know that it took you quite a while to get going, but you've done it, and you're flying. And I feel like you write as well. Do you write? Do you get inspired thought? They're bringing in spiritual writing around you. But do you write? Okay. Well, I wouldn't be surprised if you do at some point start writing. Spirit give you inspired thought, don't they? Yeah. It's almost like they're saying start writing it down. Do you get that? It's almost like start writing these thoughts down, because actually there's a lot of wisdom that comes to you from Spirit. That's what they're saying, which you share with others. Yeah. And actually, I feel like you channel Spirit at times when you give advice and guidance without even realizing. Do you get that? When sometimes you say words that just sort of flow, it's almost like they're saying that you're helping so many people with the words that you give to them. But some of these words need to be written down. Yeah? So just be aware of that. Let's see who's stepping forward. Oh. I know I have Dad in Spirit for you, stepping forward. Okay. So I know that Dad was quite a hard man. Do you get that? He was quite set in his ways, I would say. Yeah, I feel like I need to stand here. He was an observer, not a. He would be watching rather than joining in. He was thoughtful, yeah, and he was a little bit restricted with confidence himself, and I feel like he would have, if he could have overcome that. This man is very intelligent. Yeah, he's a very clever man, but again, those things that he couldn't let go of were holding him back a little bit with the confidence. And I know that as a dad, he was absolutely loving. I feel like he was a very loving man, and I feel like he was your protector. Do you get that? I feel like I just want to hug you and comfort you as well. I feel like he tried to protect you from the harshness of life with fairy tales and magical things. Does that make sense? He's almost bringing in a lot of storytelling and fairies and fairies in the garden and unicorns and stuff like that. All that lightness. I think he tried to put that around you. I know that he. Is there a watch of his still about? I feel like he's just drawing me to a watch. Timekeeping was really important to him. Oh, okay, that's probably why then. Yeah. Oh, okay. So that's probably why. And did he have a big clock that he used to wind? Because he's showing me winding a clock, and he's showing me actually quite fast. He'd spend hours. Did he have little glass, like magnifying glasses or something? Because he's showing me minute detail. Very tiny things, very detailed things. And I just feel like when he was in that space, he was the happiest. Do you get that? He was like lost in the creativity and the finesse of it, and the just the tininess of it. It's like he really had incredibly. I mean, if I did that, my hands would be shaking. He had still, yeah. He was very gifted in that respect. I know that he loved to read as well, so he's showing me quite a lot of old books. Yeah, that's what I feel. Are they leather bound, some of them? But that's how he's shown me, to make me think they're old maybe. But he's shown me these like really quite old books. Yeah. I think he might be showing that because that's what I would think was old. But he would spend, actually, he'd prefer reading to watching telly or anything like that. There's a sense of, there's a point in his life when he did a lot of reading. So whether that was when he was doing his education or a degree or something like that, I don't know, or his apprenticeship, I don't know. But he was like, he's saying to me there was a time when he had to study. Yeah. And he enjoyed that. He actually enjoyed facts, didn't he? And almost like encyclopedia, he would look things up. He was a researcher. So if something caught his interest, he would just want to go and find out about it. Yeah. Did he fish? Oh, okay. Because someone's just bought fishing rod and fishing. Is your husband in spirit? Is he? Okay. Let's see if he'll come through. Come through with his fishing rod. He fished a lot, didn't he? Yeah. In fact, he was sometimes. You knew where to find him, didn't you? Yeah. Because I was going to say, it's almost like he was there more than he was home. He even like would camp out, I feel like, at times. It's almost, yeah, that's the feeling I get. And but this was his release. This was his way of letting everything go. It would, like the water holds emotion, doesn't it? It's almost like just staring into that water, he could just pour everything in. And he loved, and he's just showing me the light on the water and the ripples. And, he really got lost in that, and nature. He's showing me dragonflies and things like that. Birds, like he's showing me, what's that bird called? Kingfisher. He's showing me a kingfisher. That's what it is. And again, this man was a very thoughtful man. Quiet. Do you get that? I feel like he was more thought than speech. Yeah? And I feel like I thought long and hard before he actually said anything. He would make sure that what he said was exactly how he wanted it to be. So he would never just off the cuff say a remark or anything like that. He would think long and hard. And he was a very, he reminds me a bit of your dad, actually. He was a very intelligent man. They are together. I'm sure they've got a lot. They're probably chatting away to each other about all the interests and things like that, because I feel like they probably got on really well. Yeah, that's the feeling I get, because they are very similar, very similar. He's very proud of you. He's very proud of you, your partner, because actually you have found strength. Yeah? Yeah? You have found purpose. You love your garden. Yeah? And your garden is your joy. That's what. Yeah, your sanctuary, isn't it? And I know that there's always something to do in the garden. And I know that when you're in the garden, that's just like him being by the river. Yes. That same way of like releasing, of feeling at peace, bringing that kind of inner calmness to you. He's bringing birds around you too. So I know that you love the birds too. And I know you feed them. I know that you have bird boxes. Do you have owls around you? It's almost like he's bringing, yeah. And okay, do you have bats? Not personally. Oh, is there bat boxes near you? He's just showing me all these kind of. Oh, okay, because he's showing me a bat box with a box. But it is like, and that's symbolic in a way as well, because bats symbolically are all about rebirth. Do you get that? It's that, it's about, and that's what he says you've done, and he's so proud of you that you have, you are grateful, you appreciate life, And although you still, you're very aware of him around. And so you are grateful for your connection and you talk to him all the time. He says, he knows he's listening, I know that he answers you back as well, doesn't he? Yeah, you hear him too. So you have that gift too. Are you in circle? Have you sat in circle? Oh, okay. Well, there you go. Well, I was going to say, yeah. So that's what I'm feeling. But it's really helped you, hasn't it? Yeah, to grasp life again, because life is a blessing. Life is for living, for experiencing, for learning, for growing, and you've really taken hold of that. You've really grasped it, and he's just really proud of you for that. He's taken me to a photo as well. So is there a photo of him that you have quite close? It's almost like where you sit or something like. It's just behind you, yeah. And there's a chair that was his still up there, or where he used to sit. There's. It's almost like he sits with you. That's almost like what he's trying to tell me. And I know that he. He's around the house though, don't you? Does he move things? Is there a picture on the wall that moves every now and then? It's almost like he's moved. You see things move. Okay, so I knew there was move. I knew that he was moving things, or you're seeing things move. Yeah, he's fishing the best rivers now. Yeah. It's like salmon fishing in Scotland or something. That's what he showed me. He can be where he can be. He's got the best rods and everything now. And he's okay. You know that he. So take his love. You're welcome. Okay. Okay. Where am I going? Come to you, please. Oh. Again, Spirit. I think Spirit are talking about how you lead from the heart. I think you can probably verify that, can't you? There's a softness there. There's a gentleness. You'd do anything for anybody. That kind of feeling. And you have. I think you've helped strangers in the past. Do you get that? That's the feeling that they're bringing in. That's that essence. And sometimes you do more for others than you do for yourself. Yeah, because Spirit are really saying that it's time to start looking after you a bit more. And I know that will never change the person that you are, because you're just a giving, open, loving person. But what they're saying is, what you give out to others, they want you to start giving to yourself, because you are worthy and you deserve it. I know that at times your mind gets quite low. And they're saying, they really want you to start thinking more of yourself. If you could see yourself through the eyes of how other people see you and how spirits see you, you would rise, because there's so much appreciation and love there for you. I know I've got a lady stepping forward for you. And if this isn't Mum, it'll be a grandma stepping forward. Okay. Is Mum in spirit? Okay, so I do feel like it is Mum. I know that she, I feel like Mum wasn't always the easiest to get. You get that? There's a sense of her. There's a sense of her kind of like having the last word. Yeah, and probably always thought she was right. Although I feel like she did it with the best intentions, but this was getting whistling in my ear. And so it was. I feel like she kind of tried to mold and guide you in a certain way, and maybe even push you in ways that you didn't want to go. Kind of, there's that kind of feeling that she was quite a protective mum and said what she thought kind of lady. And she's saying, I did it from the heart, because she is a big-hearted lady. She's someone who, again, would have helped anybody, I feel, but it would have been her way. Yeah, it would have she might not have asked about what help was needed, but she'd have come in with something anyway. Do you get, so it wasn't. Whereas she's saying you're much more thoughtful, and you're much more understanding of the needs of a person. Whereas there's part of her that might have done it more for her than. Do you get that? It's almost like, yeah, okay. I know she struggled with her breath towards the end as well. There's the sense of her, she's taken me to her chest. I know that she's talking about you. Do you have asthma? Okay, is there someone around you that does? Oh, okay, because she's really making me feel like that. And at times this gets quite bad, I feel. No? Have you had have you had an infection or a chest infection or something? Oh, she did, so it's her. But she is making me feel that there's someone who struggles at times with asthma for some reason. Is it triggered by certain things, or you? Oh, okay. Well, she's just making me feel like it's like the chest and that. It's not. You don't have an allergy or anything to dogs or cats, do you? Do you? Oh, it's really weird because did she? Oh, it's really weird because she's making me really feel like that kind of feeling of like, Anyway, I'll leave that aside. So, Mum has. So I know that you're not a great communicator, she's saying. You keep a lot of stuff in. Yeah? I feel like there's a lot for you to release too. I think that's the kind of the that kind of feeling of the night. I feel like there's a lot that even you don't know about, possibly. Do you get that? There's a lot of trauma going back, kind of. Do you get that? Yeah. And I know that at times this replays in your mind. When I was saying we try and keep it down, and then it kind of pops up, and suddenly you get that memory, you get that feeling. And she is really encouraging you to talk more, to open up a little bit more. Whereas you are a great listener, I feel. Yeah, I feel like you listen to other people, and you're and possibly even good at advice, she's saying as well. But when again, there's this feeling of not being able to fully communicate what you're feeling and what you need and what you need to find yourself completely. It's almost like they're putting you in a box. There's a time. It's almost like at times you feel a little bit restricted, a little bit. It's almost like that times you'd like to just have that freedom, and that's almost like that. That's what they're bringing in. But a lot of that has to do with mindset as well. A lot of that has to do with our freedom of mind, because in our minds we can create and okay, they are bringing in intentions with you as well. So I know that you set you're a believer in like the universal manifestation and that, because they're really talking about how you're putting your intentions out and try to create that reality of what you want. They're saying you've got to do it with a bit more trust and belief, a bit more positivity. You've got to raise those vibrations and really put that out and visualize it. But they're listening, they hear you, you know. It's just that you've got to feel worthy of it. You've got to really believe that. So keep that up, keep that intentions up. It's almost like bring some gratitudes in as well, because that, you know, when we're thankful, you're kind of opening up that door to receiving. So they're bringing in some gratitude and be grateful for you too. You get that? That's what they're saying. Yeah. Is there a dog in spirit? Okay, because I keep getting dogs, so it's like, yeah, and that's probably why I was picking up the dog earlier. Okay, but you sense spirit too, don't you? Yeah, you sense this dog, I feel, at times. Yeah, he almost trips you up, doesn't he? Oh, yeah. So he's like, yeah, so they're all there, and they just really want you to start believing in yourself more and to we might need to do a letting go kind of workshop, Nick, I reckon, about how to let things go. But it's like that's what they're, you know, when we let things go. I mean, we're all so full of potential and amazing possibilities, and you know, to step into that, we need to kind of let all that hold us back. It's like, you know, when we keep hold of those things, it's like wearing shackles. You know, you can go little steps forward, but then that pulls you back. And it is about, you know, once you step into that fully, you know, you are limitless. It's just that we limit ourselves. You get that? So it's like, yeah. So take their love and smile. Okay.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, Sarah Andrews. That's on Mum's wall. There's your synchronicity for you. That's what me and Jen work. I've got that expression on camera as well now. I'm going to share, if you don't mind me, share, because one of the things that Sarah said a couple of times tonight was about stardust. Oh, hang on. Swap glasses. As some of you might know, it is a well-kept secret. I'm a big fan of a TV show called Babylon 5. I always wait to listen to the Thurs. No. When I was helping Mum redecorate her house, whether she had a choice in it or not, I don't know, I made some of those word signs. You know how you get them printed off on canvas? The atoms and molecules in your body are the same as the ones that make up the Earth and the nebula and the stars and galaxies. We are the universe made manifest. We are star stuff. Boom. There you go. So we're on the same universe at the very least. Ladies and gentlemen, a wonderful demonstration of mediumship. Lovely, lovely evidence. Give it up for Sandra!
Thank you.
I've got to get a still image of your expression when you read that. That's going to be yours on there.
Oh, thank you.
Well, friends, we are coming to the end of our time together. But don't forget, we can make use of the hall for another couple of hours at least. The kitchen will be open. There's tea, coffee. We do have decaf everything nowadays. And of course, we've got the raffle in a moment. Just a quick reminder, we are back next week. Our medium for next week is Sandra Shelley. If you cannot wait until then, we have our online service this Sunday, and the medium will be David Hale. If anybody is wondering why that name is familiar, for anyone who came to the big SPTV do last year, he was one of the mediums. Now, it's a funny story. He might live miles and miles and miles away now, but he used to be a medium in Cambridge. And in actual fact, I knew him before then, but I'm sworn to secrecy as to that conversation. But if you want to know, I'm sure he'll let me say afterwards. But you know where I'm going. Yeah. You know, because we used to mix in the same social circles, dear darling. So yes, a former local lad, gone and seen the world. He's just got back from his holiday bobs. Will be our online medium on Sunday, so well worth looking into. He's a lovely, lovely guy, brilliant medium, and it's been a long time since we've been in the same room together, so another one to look out for. And again, be reminded that between 12 and 4 on the 23rd of November, we've got our open day. I said that very, very quickly, just in case I got it wrong, but apparently I was right. So thank you all for being here tonight. Let's join together and close this evening in prayer. As we say, Great Spirit, divine, universal source of all, we thank you. We thank you for the upliftment, the love, the compassion, the laughter, the joy, and of course that connection with your world. As we go out into our world, let us take with us that message of upliftment, of laughter, of joy, and of unity. A unity of the two worlds, and we ask for the courage and the strength to make earth as it is in heaven. And so, until we meet again, in your name, amen.
Amen.
Well, friends, we are going to say goodnight to everyone online in a moment, so we can all find out who the winners are. But one last big thank you to our medium for this evening, Sanders! So the bucket is on its way, so we're going to have the raffle. But don't forget, if you haven't got any tickets and you still fancy a cup of tea, the kitchen's open. Thank you, darling. He's now going to make, oh no, he's not going to make himself a cup of coffee. He's getting his raffle tickets ready. But for everyone watching at home, everyone who's poorly and everyone who couldn't make it, we miss you and we will see you soon. And so from all of us here, to everyone out there, after 3, 1, 2, 3, good night, and God bless you all. We'll